Just need a minute or two to swap out computers here. While I'm getting set up, if everybody can get their Twitter clients out, get them ready, because I do have a lot of tweetable takeaways during the presentation, and for people who tweet, you have a chance of winning some prizes. I got some swag up here, so we'll take some people who tweet under the search tag and give me some good stuff at the end of the presentation. All right, I'm here to share some insight today about email marketing and using social media for email marketing success. My name is Adam Holden-Bache. Adam Holden-Bache is my Twitter handle. You can see there in the lower left corner. What I'm really trying to do today is to give you guys some information that you can take away and use. So throughout the presentation, I'm going to have a couple tweetable takeaways, as I mentioned, and those are really the key points of the presentation. So I'm hoping by having that in your sent tweets or something you can reference, it'll give you basically the main points of the presentation. So where I'd like to start is really just about the email social combo. When social came on the scene a couple years ago, everybody was looking at it as being adversarial with email marketing. There was like, email's going to take away from social, social's going to take away from email, one's going to win, one's going to lose. But what we're finding is the exact opposite. These things are not adversarial or confrontational, they are the perfect combination. Email feeds social, social feeds email, email powers social, social powers email. It's a two-way street. And if you do these things correctly, you can have one channel basically promote the success of the other. So we're going to take a look at how we can kind of use these in tandem. But before we do that, I just want to talk a little bit about email. And I think everybody is so familiar with email, but I don't know if everybody realizes how important email is in the overall internet landscape. Email is by far and away the most common activity online. If you look at this chart, you'll see that everything above the middle line there shows the number of accounts that are active in the internet space, and below it shows activity. You can see that email really kind of dwarfs what's happening on the social side, on the website searches, Google+. If you took up the total posts of Facebook and Twitter combined, that would only equal 0.02% of email traffic. Okay, so email is by far and away the biggest activity online, and it really is the foundation of social too, because you need an email address to sign up for most social media accounts, right? I mean, obviously there's a couple other open IDs and stuff like this now, but really email is still one of the driving factors behind social. Alerts arrive in your inbox, that sort of thing. It's very much a part of the social mix. Now, email is really popular from a marketing perspective because it offers some of the best return on investment of any channel out there. This is a stat from the Email Experience Council, which is a division of the Direct Marketing Association. They did a study showing that for every dollar you spend on email marketing, you can earn up to $43.62 return on investment. So it's huge potential for marketers if you do it right. And even if you don't, you're still going to get a lot of return on investment, and that's why it's such a popular activity. Now the beauty about email and social combined is that, as I was mentioning, these are not adversarial relationships, these support each other. And what we're seeing is that people who use social use email. Right, 42% of active social networkers check their email 4 or more times a day compared to 27% who don't. So these people who are active on social are also active on email, so it gives you a lot of opportunity to get to the right person if you have the data and the ability to do that. And the reason why this also works is that the people who are using email and social together, about 2/3 of them are doing it at the same inbox, right? So a typical social media user's inbox will include email marketing opt-in communications, it will include their business information, it will also include their social media alerts. So a lot of people are seeing this all in the same area. All right, so my first tweet-worthy takeaway here is social network users check their email more frequently than those not on social networks. So if everyone wants to take a second and pump that out, feel free. Social network users check their email more frequently than those not on social networks. Give everybody a second to do that. Next up, what we'll talk about is how you can use email to grow, or how you can use social to grow your email list. And this is something that every business really should pay attention to, because your email list is really worth its weight in gold to your business. It might be one of the most important things that your business owns. These are basically people that have raised their hand and have said, yes, I want to be marketed to. I want to hear about the news, the content, the offers, the information that your business supplies. I want to receive this, and I'm actively willing to get this from you. So these are really people that have expressed an interest in your business. You should be doing everything you can to move people from your social channels into your email opt-in database. So there's a lot of ways you can do this. A real easy way is just to come right out and put opt-ins everywhere. Less than 10% of businesses have email opt-in in their Facebook environments on their pages. And it's just kind of like a no-brainer, right? I mean, it takes very little time to set up. You can add like a great offer, like what Sierra Trading Post has done here. Get people to move from your social channel into your opt-in list. It kind of just blows my mind that people aren't doing more of this on Facebook. There's so many opportunities here to try to get people to make that conversion, and you have a willing audience that's connected with you already, so give them a reason to move over. Here's another good example from Crocs. Shows a great welcome offer, 20% off, sign up now, get them into the database. So really, activate, encourage the customers who have already liked you, get them moved over. Here's some examples on Twitter. Sunkist is tweeting something out, get the latest info, delicious recipes on our free email newsletter. So again, very direct and to the point, but people who have taken the effort to follow them might also want to receive it in their newsletters. So give them a reason to move over and do that. Home Depot Canada showing you, want to save 10% on your next purchase, sign up for our newsletter, get a coupon. Again, very direct offer. You can also take a little more of a roundabout approach. Here's Charlotte 2012. Is anyone here from that organization doing this? I was kind of hoping whoever did this might actually be in the room, but I thought this was kind of clever. They actually put an email opt-in idea into one of their polls. So they're basically asking you how far away is the convention, and it said, if you're not sure, join the mailing list to find out. So it's basically giving them a reason to join, keep informed, right? Get the information that you want to stay in touch with what's going on. So I thought that was kind of an interesting little twist that I hadn't seen before. So I like that from our local group here in Charlotte. The other way of doing this is to try to be not so blatant, but trying to get people to link over to your registration required content, right? So if you're giving out, let's say, white papers or ebooks or webinars or any kind of sweepstakes, mention that on Twitter or on your Facebook posts, get people over, and then when they go to the web page, try to get them to opt in, by using the form that's there. Okay, so again, a little more subtle tactic. All right, now on your blogs, you've probably all got to blogs before and signed up for blog posts, to be subscribed to them via email. But what a lot of people on the blog side are not doing is also offering an opt-in to their newsletters. Now here's from HubSpot, it's saying subscribe to the blog post by email, but it also gives you the ability to subscribe to their newsletter right below it. So the idea here is that if people are coming to your blog, they're not familiar with your brand, they're already interested in your blog content, they're probably also interested in your newsletters. So get that opt-in there as well. Don't just give them the ability to subscribe to your blog post, also get them into your newsletter opt-in list. And then lastly, if you want to be really upfront about it, try one of these pop-up light box, whatever you want to call them, approaches. And I know as users, we probably hate these, but as a marketer, these things are awesome. They actually convert very well. If people are coming to you for your content, there's a good chance that they might want to sign up for it to hit their inbox, and then we don't have to keep coming back to your site. They can just keep getting it all the time in their inbox. So give them that option. Very easy thing to implement. So if you have WordPress, there's a plugin. You can just go ahead and set it up in a matter of minutes. Okay, so here's the next tweet-worthy takeaway. Use social channels to generate interest in your emails and direct users to your opt-in form. One more time. Use social channels to generate interest in your emails and direct users to your opt-in form. All right, so next up what we'll do is we'll take a look at how you can connect your email to your social channels. I think everybody is pretty familiar with seeing the social links in the email message, but there's really 3 different approaches to doing this in your email marketing. The first is just by what you're seeing in the upper right-hand corner, which is kind of like your connection icons, right? Your follow us, you like us on Facebook, whatever it might be. But basically what you're doing is telling people you have these social accounts, come link to us and find us and connect with us there. The second thing is actually sharing your newsletter. And this works really well if you're promoting some sort of single idea, concept, message, offer in your email. So if you're doing a promotion or if you're doing a discount, that kind of thing works really well if people share your entire newsletter, because if they share it and people come back to it, it's very easy to understand what they're sharing, the offer, what it might be. The third thing is what you're kind of seeing here in the body is sharing pieces of content. And this is very popular for the newsletter approach. And in this area, you'll see that with each snippet of content, there's social sharing links. And when you have that, then you can share just that individual piece of content. And this works extremely well in newsletters, and something that you can also implement to try to get extended reach from your concepts that you're trying to share in your content. Now, if you notice here too, they also have an email button. And don't forget that email is also a way that people share information, not just through social. A lot of people are still sharing via email. So you've probably been on a website before where you can send a newspaper post to a newspaper article to someone. Email is still one of the most popular ways for that to be shared. People are doing it more still through email than through social networks. So give them that option as well. Over 20% of people who are social media users have shared something from an email campaign to their social accounts through a share option in an email message. So you think that might actually be a little bit higher, but if you think about it in a way that if 1/5 of your receiving audience takes your email newsletter and shares it with their social networks, that is a whole another range of extended information and dissemination of your offer, your message, whatever it might be, to these people who are out there. So it really can increase your reach. Besides increasing your reach, it can also increase your engagement metrics. So if you have social sharing options in your email, it will increase your click-through rates about 1.5% on average. If you have up to 3 or more social sharing links, it can boost your rate another 4 points up to about 11.2%. And these are averages, but basically what this is saying is that by including social sharing links in your email message, you're going to boost engagement, create additional exposure, and just really keep your audience connected to what you're trying to share with them. And the beauty of getting people to share their message is that it's going to extend your reach exponentially, right? On average, people have about 500 social connections. These averages are a couple months old, so these are probably even higher by now. But thinking, even if one person shares it with their LinkedIn group and they have 63 people, that's going to be 63 people who have the ability to see your message. So you just went from having one person look at it to 63 people. That's a great way of sharing and spreading your news. So here's the takeaway. Email is the best way to distribute your message, but social media is the best way to have it spread. Email is the best way to distribute your message, and social media is the best way to have it spread. So let's talk a little bit now about how you can use your social content in email and connecting your social channels.